Today I'm going to be talking about South Bubble and the different ways that you can get to the summit of South Bubble. This is a topic that comes up a lot in Facebook groups that I'm in, and it can be confusing. I searched on All Trails some of the descriptions too, and even like the comments. Some people were commenting that they went up the steep way and it was not under the right trail. I actually asked ChatGPT to give me the breakdown of the different ways that you can go up to South Bubble, and that totally gave me wrong answers even after a few times of trying to correct it. So I thought that this would be a good way to just sort of clear the air, and hopefully this will be like a guide for you. There are 3 popular ways to go up to South Bubble. The first way and the easiest way is to go from the Bubbles parking lot, which is off of the Park Loop Road. This is a really small parking lot. You want to get there before 8 o'clock. Something to note is that parking lot, the Island Explorer, does not stop there. Even if you try to flag it down, it will not stop. It's not a safe place for the Island Explorer to stop. So if you get on the bus expecting to get off of there, or if you get down and expect the bus to pick you up, that's one spot that they will not drop you off or pick you up. From the Bubbles parking lot, it's only 0.3 miles to the turnoff with North Bubble. That whole section is fairly easy grade. There's definitely some rocks, and they did new trail work, so there's built-in wooden steps now. There's even a handrail in one section. When you reach the intersection with North Bubble, you essentially are going to go to the left and follow Bubbles Divide another 0.1 miles. Then you head up to South Bubble. It's easier wooden steps towards the very top of South Bubble from this direction. There is a little bit of scrambling, seriously, really, really minor. You'll see the sign, Bubble Rock goes to the left from that direction. The summit is directly across from the sign for Bubble Rock. That is definitely the easiest way to go if you want to go see South Bubble. The second most popular way to get up to South Bubble is from the Bubbles Divide, starting at Jordan Pond Path. The Bubbles Divide trail sits in between the wooden bridge at Jordan Pond and the Bubbles Trail and Jordan Pond Carry. Like the Bubbles Trail and Jordan Pond Carry are almost right next to each other. The Bubbles Divide from Jordan Pond was also redone this past year, and it's now more stone steps than anything. So they moved the rocks around and made steps. It's definitely a leg workout. It's definitely more elevation than coming from the Bubbles Divide from the parking lot. It's steeper that way, but it's not scary. There's no ledges, no scrambling, like you won't need your hands, nothing like that. But it's definitely tiring, and it's definitely a leg workout. Once you get up to the top of the divide, then you essentially just follow the signs and you take the Bubbles Trail to the right, which is the same trail that you would take from if you came from the parking lot. So the third trail is the Bubbles Trail direct from Jordan Pond. This is the one I think that people get confused about, and sometimes I've seen people take their dogs and then have to turn around. I've seen people come down this way that didn't realize what they were getting into. From Jordan Pond, the Bubbles Trail starts out. It is rocks and boulders. There's some stone steps, but it's a lot of boulder hopping. I really enjoy this trail on the way up. You have to really kind of watch where you're putting your feet. And then it turns into, you go through this crevice. That's the only way I can explain it. It's just like this rock crevice that you have to, if you're going up that way, you have to literally like pull yourself up. And then after that is when the cliff starts, the exposure starts. There's one rung there. If you're afraid of heights, I would definitely not come this way. Once you get over the one rung, I think there's one more spot where you have to kind of pull yourself up. And then after that, some steps, and it gets a lot easier. So I noticed in All Trails that South Bubbles summit is listed there as the actual lookout point after like the steep climbing and the exposure, but that is not the correct summit. If you are a peak bagger and trying to do like all of Acadia's peaks, the actual summit is through the trees opposite the Bubble Rock turnoff, and there is a summit marker there. The last trail that I'll mention around South Bubble is the Jordan Pond Carry. This one has a little tiny bit of incline, but it's not bad at all. It doesn't take you directly to the summit. It's a nice trail. I want to go up to South Bubble from the Bubbles Trail this steep way. You can do that, hike up, and then you could go down the backside towards the Bubbles parking lot, but then turn off at the Jordan Pond Carry and take that back to Jordan Pond, and essentially you would end up where you started. If you wanted to link North Bubble from the Bubbles Divide Trail, North Bubble is only 0.3 miles away, but you have to remember that's 0.3 miles round trip, so it's actually 0.6 miles. But yeah, that's a nice little stop too. I hope that was helpful. I know how popular the bubbles are, and I hope if you're visiting that this will give you a sense of the best direction to go, depending on whatever your ability is. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I am in Acadia usually once a week, sometimes more. So it's my home park and I'm always hiking there. Alright, that's a wrap. Appreciate you watching.